How about the first 2 games of the season? 40 points, 16 boards, 15 assists for James Harden.
Which for him, to be fair, and when he came to Brooklyn last year, started slow a couple of games. For him, this is slow.
Yeah.
It's going to get much better.
It will get better, and we're going to hear from James Harden, the beard, right now.
Our intensity picked up consistently. I think we couldn't get over the hump. We kept preaching that throughout the course of the game, that we got to get over the hump. You know, we get it to 7. I think at one point we got it to 2. They got it back up to double digits. So we continue to fight. And, you know, that fourth quarter, the entire quarter, I think we just turned it to another level. Offensively, we got every shot we wanted. And then defensively, we just were engaged. Every person that checked in the game.
You've been in a lot of big games before. It's been you guys played in a lot of big games. So it's physical. Anything unique about this second game of the season, this type of environment and battling through this together?
I mean, it's their home opener. You know, we knew that as an organization, as a team, they're going through, you know, whatever they're going through. So we knew it was going to be a lot of emotion in here. For us, we just wanted to win. We wanted to come in here and do whatever it took to win. We didn't play well our first game, and so we wanted to kind of bounce back and kind of put it together for 4 quarters, and I think we did that. You know, we're still trying to figure it out, but I think, you know, we're headed in the right direction. If we can play hard, try to play hard every possession and be on the same page and keep communicating through our mistakes, good things are bound to happen. You know, one thing about us, we had a lot of versatility. So, you know, obviously we started the game with Nick, and he gives us that lob and that, you know, to the rim target. LA checked in, he got it going, and he finished the game strong.
How the way you guys finished the game, kind of quirky, small line. You know, you have 2 smaller guards, you, KD, you know, LaMarcus. Just how useful was that defensively, being able to kind of get into them?
It was great. Patty and JC picked up and, you know, pressured their guards, who were pretty much comfortable all night. You know, they bring a different dynamic. They bring shooting. They bring, you know, the speed that we need. And then, you know, as far as for me and Kevin, we do what we do. You know, make plays, score the basketball, and just try to play the right way. And then as far as LaMarcus, I think he did a really good job on Joel in that fourth quarter. And then offensively, he spread the court. And just in the right place at the right time, you know, especially when I drive and he's basically sitting in the basket for and 1. You know, he just experienced.
That slow start you guys had tonight, just like in Milwaukee, is that just growing pains?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We don't like it at all. That's one thing that we talk about is the slow starts. But, you know, we'll get past it. We'll figure things out, and we'll try to get off to a better pace, better starts. Because ultimately, if we jump out, it's going to be difficult for teams to keep up with us.
How much different is it running the pick and pop with a guy who, like LaMarcus, pops to the mid-range versus someone who will pop out to the three-point shot? Is it any different?
It's no different. I think it's just they're both great, depending on who's you know in the pick and roll. You know, LaMarcus is great because he still is putting pressure on the rim. You know, if I'm attacking the rim, he's still rolling with me on the rim. He's just not rolling all the way to the basket. So the big has to still be engaged. And then I can, you know, make the pass. Now he has an open jump shot. So it's just depending on, you know, the matchups or whatnot. But both are great and both are useful for our offense.
James, Steve said that it's not going to be pretty for a minute just because he's been experimenting with some of you, right? Just that he's been experimenting with so many roles. And I said, well, how has that impacted James and Kevin and what they do with all these new pieces? And he said, not just the new pieces. You have to forget that we're missing one big piece too that they have to adapt. I was wondering how have you and Kevin had to adjust, not only with all these new pieces, but also having...
We're the best at what we do. We'll figure it out. Like, me personally, I've been through a lot to where I had different teammates and different lineups and playing small ball. So I'm used to trying to figure it out and just going with the flow and making it work. So we have a really good team, you know, and we will figure it out. Kevin is the same way. You know, he's one of the best to ever touch the basketball. So we just got to go out there and do what we do every night, and things will work out.
Great answers to that question by both Kevin Durant and James Harden. And you got to remember, too, he took that hard fall off the stanchion earlier in the game, and he balled out the rest of the ball.
I thought he might have gotten clipped a little bit there by Andre Drummond when he fell into the basket like that. You know, Steve Nash talked about poise, and I think when you have guys like Kevin Durant and James Harden who have been in so many big games before, when you get down by 10, 5.5 to go in the game. Poise is important. Execution is important. And then, of course, defensively. That 16-1 run, they needed that because they didn't play well against Milwaukee on opening night. And here they were struggling all game. And then when they needed the most, that last 5.5 minutes, you got to see what the Brooklyn Nets are capable of.
All right, Frank, we did it.
First game.
Day 1 in the books.
We'll see you Sunday.
Yes, Sunday against the Charlotte Hornets, the home opener for the Nets. Our coverage begins.